I'm Susanne Pugsley. I'm the London Regional Director for PM Forum, and I'm a BD and marketing consultant who specialises in professional services firms. Question for the panel. What do you think has been the biggest change in firms' strategic approach to events post-COVID?
Actually, that firms are going to start thinking strategically about events. I think there was a huge complacency beforehand. We've always done it this way. We hold our annual commodities conference this time every year. Our clients expect it. Bringing in technology is just too complex, too difficult. Let's just do it this way. It works. It's fine. And then I think COVID has just put an absolute spanner in the works there for good benefits from that. I think certainly a lot of our events marketeers will have been asking these questions of them beforehand, would have been trying to push them into thinking more strategically.
For me, one of the biggest change would be that firms will be now more data driven than before. So before, when we were organizing events in many companies, it would be just like gathering the number of people showing up and registration, and that was it. But now that we have access to all these different event platforms, you really get access to a whole lot set of data that you can use. So you have, of course, like number of people who registered, people who showing up, but also interactions they had.
As I mentioned, we hadn't done an online event, and we really immersed ourselves and helped our clients do, some of our sponsors do their events online and so forth. I think COVID's obviously been awful, but also our events will be better going forward because of it, and the tool chest of technology, which we're going to come on to, but there's hundreds of billions invested in event tech that wouldn't have been available. So all this stuff's happened because of it. So we're going to be a better place, and I see it as a really positive thing. If we've got through this, we've all learned how to do it, and the barrier to entry is very low. So it is a challenge because people who couldn't hire an 80,000 square foot venue to organize an event can have the same attendees for $10 or whatever on a Zoom license.
And the other thing that I keep going back to, actually, interestingly, was sustainability. And I know that's not a particular subject today, but just before the pandemic, we were seeing a huge rise in focus on sustainability of events and traveling delegates. And the main thing, I think, the strategy, this will now give companies really an excuse to be able to use that as where we're not going to have delegates traveling all around the world. And so I think that will be another big uptake in terms of why companies will now see this as a huge starting point to get their digital strategy and using platforms more widely.